Okay, so Craig Robinson just said Spectreman on the radio. And those two words sent me spiraling down a rabbit hole that I want to come back from. So I was listening to the radio this morning, and there's a radio show I listen to from time to time in the morning. And on the show, they had a special guest. They had a celebrity guest. And the guest they had was Craig Robinson. Now, Craig Robinson, you guys know him from such things as Hot Tub Time Machine. He's really well known for being in The Office. And he's been in a bunch of other movies and TV shows. Pineapple Express, for instance. And he's voiced many characters also in animated movies as well. He's a comedian, and he's also a musician. He's very good. He's a very good musician, actually. He plays piano, apparently, which I was aware of. I mean, I know I've heard him sing a little bit on these Burger King commercials, which you probably know him from Burger King as well. So I knew he had some kind of musical talent, but I didn't realize he was that good. But the reason why I'm making this video, it seems kind of like a strange video to make, is just that something that he said on the video sparked me, or as you guys would say nowadays, the young people would say, triggered me. He made mention of his show, a real quick mention of Spectreman. Now, Spectreman is an old TV show, and I do mean old TV show, from the 70s that I used to watch in elementary school. It was a very quick mention. It wasn't anything big conversation or anything like that about the history of Spectreman or anything. He just mentioned it. He kind of sang it real quick. And it kind of stunned me. I was like, man, I haven't heard that in forever. And it got me going down a rabbit hole. I started going online, looking up that show from back in the day to kind of, see if I could, if I'm not misremembering anything. But yeah, sure enough, I used to watch that show, Spectreman, as a kid in the 70s. It was back in the time when I used to watch, of course, a lot of Godzilla movies back then. The old Godzilla movies, the ones, the giant rubber suits, the little toy tanks and the planes. I mean, I used to love that stuff as a kid. So Spectreman went along with that same kind of vibe. I think they call that style tokusatsu. I might be pronouncing it wrong, but that's what they call that kind of television show movie, heavy in the special effects. Now, of course, this is way back in the day before I even knew what that was, or about henshin heroes, or what a kaiju was. To me, it was a dude turning into a robot, fighting giant monsters, and it was just cool. I can remember when I listened to the show again. I listened to the opening sequence from the show online. I went and found it, and I can remember sitting there in line in elementary school, practicing or trying to do the same kind of karate chops, the kind of katas that the character would do before he'd fire off his big, energy blast. And then, of course, teacher would look at me and go, "What the hell are you doing, man? You got a problem? You got, you having a fit or something?" But I can distinctly remember that. So here's the thing. I remember that show. I wonder if anybody else remembers that show. Did you remember watching Spectreman? Do you remember watching anything like it? I remember Spectreman. Of course, everyone knows Ultraman. And there was Space Giants. There was stuff like that on the TV in the 70s and maybe bled into the 80s a little bit. That was kind of that giant monster, superhero, Japanese superhero kind of vibe. And what I'm going to do is in the description below, I'm going to have the link to where I was able to see the opening sequence from this and hear that incredibly catching theme song, which is stuck in my head right now as we speak. But check it out, see what you think about it. Be forewarned, and here's a warning, a public safety message. This is very, very 70s, and this is back in a time when the special effects were what they were. And remember, that's all we had. And I know a lot of times, I show my son or someone else, a younger person, these old shows and these old movies, and I'm just like, okay, this is just so fake. But you got to remember, the level of believability is based on the technology. So, what was new to us then, that was kind of fascinating and cool, obviously doesn't age very well. The same is going to happen to your movies now, guys. You guys that are watching these incredibly animated movies now, in a couple of years, you might go, wow, that bear sure didn't look real in X movie or this movie. You know, it happens. But we sometimes get too deep into the whole special effects, technology business, and forget that they're trying to tell a story. Sometimes you just got to follow on for the story, because that's what it's all about. It's storytelling. All right, guys, check out the link and tell what you think about it. And let me know. Do you guys remember Spectreman? And listen, man, if you do, tell me what you think about it. All right, you guys have a great day.